Do I look like I have pants on? I don't look like I have...
Cats or pants? Sound like you said cats.
Cats.
Do you wear cats often?
I do, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's kind of odd. Is that like a term for something here at Blue Boutique?
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thank you guys for watching and listening to the Last Call Entertainment Podcast. Today we are live at Blue Boutique in Sugar House, and we're going to talk about...
frequently asked questions we get here.
Oh, is that what we're talking about?
Yep.
I knew that, actually, really. But what should we start with? What should we talk about? These are questions people have asked, so we're going to share some answers.
Let's go with our most common one across all of our locations.
Yep.
So the most common one we get is, do we buy jail suits or prison jumpers?
And why not? I didn't understand why people asked that. You brought that up, but why did people ask that?
So apparently many years ago, a store manager purchased one from somebody for a Halloween costume, because we all like to dress up in costumes every Halloween season, every October, things like that, and it just kind of spiraled from there. So it is actually illegal for people to own them unless you are a convict or an inmate.
So we don't
buy them.
Purchase them. I know like lots of people are looking for a quick buck, but it's definitely something that we would not be engaging in. But we get the call all the time.
So if you're in prison, can you take one home?
No,
it's illegal.
Yeah, I don't even know how they're getting them home.
I had it. It's become a part of me. I feel close to it. Can I bring it home with me?
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no.
How do they get them?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
No idea.
You never said, how did you get those?
No. As soon as we tell them it's illegal, they hang up on us.
Oh.
Like immediately.
That's kind of funny. They didn't know in the first place.
Right.
It's like
However,
almost become part of training too, because we have to tell people, did they call? Tell them no. Just no, we don't.
Yeah.
Do you sell costumes like that then?
Yeah.
Costumes.
Yes.
We sell costumes.
Do you sell a lot of them, or?
Maybe a little more towards Halloween, but we have police officer and nurses and role play ones that we sell like all year, but they definitely up like who wants those during Halloween time.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Exactly.
Nice. I was just thinking of getting the business of making prison costumes
and buying and selling them.
Yeah, we sell them like crazy. No, I won't buy them. I'll make them.
You're gonna make them? Do you know how to sew, Adam?
I do, actually.
Like,
my mom taught me how to sew.
Oh,
and my dad.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. Even on a machine, I know how to use a machine and do it.
Wow. So do I.
I don't.
My mom taught me too.
You don't?
I'm terrified of sewing machines. I sewed my hand to a pillow in 7th grade home ec class, so I'd rather hand sew everything. I'm terrified of sewing machines. Nope. No, thank you.
It's a handy skill to have. My dad taught me a lot of skills. And I was very frustrated with him when I was younger. And I was like, I don't need to know this. And then years later, I'm like,
you need to know
I need to strip this wire, and I know how. How do I know how? Oh, because I watched my dad over and over again. So what other questions?
Another question that we get that's pretty frequent.
You look like you're ready to pull that out.
I know. Let's pull it out. Let's just pull it out. Let's just do it. So we get asked quite often with our glass toys, won't that break in me?
Nope. No, it won't.
How come it won't break?
So it's actually made of borosilicate glass. Borosilicate glass is tighter together like this, so it's less likely to break. If it were to break, it's going to chunk and not shatter. You can throw this off 3-story buildings, and it's more likely just to crack instead of shatter.
You really have to work at it. It's like the glass that you cook with.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
that's pretty strong.
That's a frequently asked question, and we get like it seems scary, but they're like really quite fun because you can do temperature play with these too. So not only do they not easily break, but you can put them in more extreme conditions, and they're going to hold.
And fun fact, they're dishwasher safe.
Dishwasher, yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. So, like, I'm like, what should I ask here? You said extreme kind of conditions.
Yeah, so if you're putting in your freezer.
Can you just elaborate just a little bit on that?
Yeah, so like if you're putting in your freezer, right? Anytime we put something into a different temperature that is different than like the normal setting that you're in, we're really quite changing it so you can put it in your freezer. I wouldn't really recommend boiling it because it would get a little hot for touch, but like wrapping it in a warm towel that's just
Leaving it
enough.
outside
Under
your car.
warm water.
Yeah, leaving it outside in your car. No, don't do that. I'm just kidding. That's another one that's way too hot for
it
your
too hot?
body.
Yeah, no,
Or heat
especially
up
with how
too
hot
fast.
it is outside.
Yeah.
Well,
But
that's why I
also,
mentioned it. Yeah.
we're putting it on. You don't want to be putting it on surfaces that aren't like sterilized and clean, because then we're going to ask you, make sure and clean that before you use it.
Nice.
And now we have to run it under cold water, or
Yep.
different water is not going to be the same temperature anymore.
Yeah. What else did you bring?
Um,
That exciting
so-
device.
The next one we got is, what are these for? So these are actually sounding rods. Most I'm going to say into it, because I'm not going to go into super depth, is it's a urethral plug. You put it in the penis. If you guys have questions about it, we definitely recommend coming in, and we're more than happy to answer those more in person.
Yeah. We have cases at all of our locations that lead a little heavier into the kink side, and whenever
kinda
people
big.
are kind of exploring in our back and they see them, they're asking, definitely asking,
Like the width.
what is that? What does that do? And so most of the time we go, do you really want to know? Especially when it's a male, because most
what
males
does it
go,
Nope.
I did.
ugh, yeah,
I did.
not
We're gonna
happening.
play along and be like, that's never gonna happen, but it's never gonna happen. But why would you do that?
So
For like pleasure of
pleasure.
pain?
There's so many nerve endings in the urethra, and there's kind of a theory that it's kind of like gauging your ears, but with like the urethra, the larger the hole, the more semen can come through, so stronger, more intense climaxes.
So like a catheter
Oh, I
fetish,
see.
but also another way to reach the prostate is through the urethra. So
You said, you said catheter fetish, so, like that's very common. There's a catheter fetish.
Like, medical
catheter
play,
fetish. That's a question right
yeah,
there.
no, totally. Well, actually, I don't think that I've had very many people like straight up say to me, I have a catheter fetish, or ask if there was a catheter fetish. But yes, there is catheter fetishes.
Kind of goes hand in hand with our speculums. Like, there is a huge medical fetish within the BDSM community, so we cater to all kinds.
That's pretty common too.
Yep.
Why do you have
Never knew
medical
that. Yeah,
things?
well, a lot of
in
people
here?
wouldn't know that. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have catheters here?
No. But yeah, this is one that gets asked quite often. So, what is that? That and the
Let's just put this away.
Wartenberg wheels
Sorry.
too. We didn't bring a Wartenberg wheel, but that's another one that people go, "Ooh, what is that? Looks scary," and it's really not. It's actually quite fun. It's just a little wheel that looks like a pinwheel, like a little spur that you can use against the
for
skin
sensation play
Nice.
and torture play if you want to really dig in. It'll draw blood.
Yeah. Well, I guess it can
Is
be
that
scary.
something-
Yeah.
Have you guys had that kind of experience before?
No.
No, that's the kind of question I don't ever ask.
Yeah.
But we're like 6 weeks in or so, 7 weeks in.
Yeah, no.
No. Mm-mm.
Another question we get is, what's your favorite toy?
What's your favorite toy? What's your favorite toy? Oh my goodness, when we get this question, it is like so hard for us to answer, because
There's
if you've
so
ever
many.
been into our store, you know that we carry hundreds of unique items. So when somebody asks us that, we go, okay, well, let's narrow that down a little bit. Are you looking for internal, external, both? Are you looking for a penis owning toy? It's really hard for us to answer this huge, broad question. So we're definitely going to be asking, let's
Maybe
scale
if
that
you guys
down.
could squeeze in a little more.
Squeeze in?
Instagram.
Okay, squeezing in.
Because we're losing Julie.
Oh, I was kind of
Yeah,
purposely...
you disappeared.
Leaning
Oh, you
out.
were? Don't do that.
But so, what's our favorite toy? That's such a broad question. And the other thing is that we can't really answer like what my favorite toy is going to be different than Shiv's favorite toy is going to be different than Steph's, and so on and so forth. So we can give you recommendations based on what is best selling, what we know to be a really good product, what's good for the body. But it's really hard for us to answer the question of what's your favorite toy.
Yep.
I mean, we definitely have our favorites. But
Can you share those?
wand.
Is that? You're like,
Wand.
oh, you're not.
Wand.
I'm like, can you share? Yeah. I was just waiting for you to ask.
Mine is the Womanizer Premium and the Tango X. Those are my favorites.
Steph.
What's yours?
We have a studio audience in case you're wondering who's Steph.
You don't know?
Probably the ropes.
The ropes. Ooh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the ropes for sure.
Matt, what's your favorite toy?
Rejected.
It was like, I'm
you should
not
get
in this room right now.
Well, he has a delay too, though, because he's on it. He has a headset on. Faith, you want to share?
Probably womanizer.
Womanizer?
Yeah, that's a really, really popular one. And it's so well branded that so many people know it as well. Before we did this frequently asked podcast, we'd sent out an email to the staff. Hey, what are the common questions that you get? And one of them was, do you guys carry the rose? We actually don't carry the rose. But the reason why we don't carry the rose is because it is a knockoff of the womanizer. And the product is just not as well made.
Well, can you tell us what the womanizer does?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to talk
Of
about
course.
that?
So the womanizer actually has patented pleasure air technology. So there is a difference between suction and pleasure air. So
Is it the one we were playing with one of the first episodes? Oh, okay.
Yep. So the womanizer does little gentle bursts of air to encase the clitoris and stimulates the picean nerves deep down inside. So that's why it kind of makes it stand out from anything else. Because the other toys, like the Rose and a couple other brands, they use actual suction, and that's not clitoral friendly because it's literally sucking you in, and you can potentially burst blood vessels, give yourself a hickey, your clitoris gets stuck. It's just not a good time.
That
So
would not be fun.
yeah, so womanizer has found out it mimics the feeling of suction because in between each burst of air there's a null, so it feels like suction, but it's completely not.
So it's not damaging to the tissue or anything like that.
Well, that's good.
I like to call it the wham bam thank you ma'am toy.
The wham, so it's because you can use it on be able to orgasm through it multiple times, and then if you're using it with your partner after use, because it's worked by pulling those blood vessels forward, you're going to be super sensitive to your partner's touch. So for vulva owners, it's like a double hit for them if they're doing partner play with it, because now any touch from partner is sure to be really erogenous.
What about desensitization? Does that ever happen?
Well,
just when I'm wondering when you're doing all this stuff, right?
I feel like it goes from person to person.
Yeah,
I
this
think
is
so,
a
too.
bit of like it really, really depends on the person, and really also it depends on the vibe, right? So if we're talking about like high frequency vibes, that's more likely to make you feel like numb and like it's itchy, and that's because it's hitting the surface. So we're just talking to these surface nerves, and we're like kind of going crazy with it. So it's like if you ever sit in front of a spa and you've got the jet going on your back and you're like, oh man, that's itchy. It's because it's hitting all those surface nerves and making them kind of go haywire. So then we get a little numb. That's where those buzzy ones can make you
But
feel
it is
numb.
not permanent.
No,
It is not permanent.
can't be permanent. That's not a thing. That's a complete myth.
Yep.
If he tells you that, they're a liar.
Well, you mentioned something about damaging the clitoris a second ago. So
Oh,
Yeah.
with suction.
With suction.
you want
with
to be
suction.
careful with that, right?
Yep.
And the Rose would probably be more
Damaging. Yeah.
damaging to that because it's a knockoff.
Well,
Yeah, I
and
understand.
we've never had the Rose in store, so I can't say whether that's suction or if it's that sonic air. But there is
It probably
a
isn't.
big difference between what Womanizer has put out and what these other companies are putting out, and it really just got famous because somebody on TikTok was like, "Ooh, this is the best toy," and the thing is that. It might be pleasurable for folks.
How are they?
Ooh,
It's amazing.
but we're here to say like yes, but there is
Better options.
better options.
Good. What was I going to ask you? Crap, I don't remember.
Yeah, you don't have your thing to go.
Well, I
on.
changed things around, but we'll have better sound now.
Oh,
So
see,
that's good. But
Given-
it's thrown me off a little bit. Matt, how's everything with sound? So I know now.
It's all synced now.
Everything's good.
Took a minute now.
We've got
Praise
good
the
sound,
Lord,
everybody.
Yay!
Yay!
200 episodes
Another
later.
question we get is, do we carry plus size?
Yeah, that's a question that we get often. Of course we do. Of course we do. We're an inclusive store that is body positivity from toe to ceiling, and so yes, of course we do.
We go all the way up to a 4X in lingerie. We'll go from, I've seen some extra smalls all the way up to a 4X in our
cool.
lingerie and clothing.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're very
Very
size
awesome.
inclusive here.
So while we're talking about lingerie, here's another one that we've gotten. Will you model this lingerie for me?
What's your guys' response? I know it's no, but how do
Yeah,
you
it's
respond
absolutely
to that?
no. This is one of those times that we would go, hey, actually, we're not going to walk down that road with you, and then we would ask somebody to act appropriately.
Yeah.
If they couldn't, then we would say,
This is a store based off consent.
yeah, probably best that we come back when we can act
Well, you
like an adult.
Well, I'm sure
Yeah.
even if it's consensual, I'm sure you can't just, I'll try this on for you.
Yeah, no, but most of the time
would be
it's
very
kind of,
professional.
we get those kind of creepy vibes where they're like,
of course. The question alone.
will you model this for me?
Yeah,
and we're
the
like,
question alone. Right
The
away.
question alone is like, immediately, it's a really good way to put somebody in this door to go,
uncomfortable.
I'm not going to actually help you anymore. And that's what we love to do is help people. But if you're going to put us in a position that you want us to be involved in your fantasy, we're going to tell you no and ask you to act like an adult. And if that can't happen, we're going to ask for them to go ahead and come back when they can.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. We pride
I
our,
like that.
we
Go
pride
ahead,
our,
come back when you're behaving.
yeah, we have had to ask people, we're going to go ahead and ask you to leave. You can return when you can act appropriately, kind of situation. But like we pride ourselves on being a safe place, and when people ask us those questions like that, it's creating it to become an unsafe place for even ourselves.
Not us, but not only us, but our guests too. Because if they hear that, then they're like, "Whoa, that's
not okay."
cool." And we're here to make it comfortable and safe
Sure.
for
Sure.
everybody in the store.
Yeah, absolutely. What other questions? Yeah.
So
Like everything just went.
yeah,
bloop,
I know.
bloop.
We had debated on whether we were going to talk about this one, but one question we do get quite often is, "Do you sell toys here?" And the answer to that is yes. The reason that we get asked that is because we separate our store from lingerie to adult. We do that so that we have an area that's all ages. So there's some licensing, business licensing things that go along with that as well. But we want to, again, we have an environment that if you're a mom and you're trying to shop for your honey for your anniversary and you're just looking for lingerie, we have a place to do that. So it's close behind closed doors, so we don't have to ID every single person right out the door.
And with that, please don't leave your children or your animals in your car. We are also pet friendly. Please
Oh,
don't do
that's
that.
good. So you can bring your dog in?
You can bring your animals. We've had people
we
bring in their ferrets, snakes,
We
cats
just
on
want them
leashes.
to be,
And they walk around
contained. You
again?
can't,
Cats are hard
can't,
to get on
yeah,
leashes.
can't let them run around the store. We would prefer that not to happen.
Yeah, please,
Do
please
you have
don't.
like a courtesy cat litter box for the cats?
No.
No, no. Yeah. Take them to the grass out front first.
Yep.
That's good.
But yeah, we are definitely all ages, and that is another question: is you let kids in here?
Yeah.
Yep. Because we're all ages except for the adult room.
And you got to remember, we're a store that is based on sex positivity too. So sex positivity also includes having those conversations with your kids too.
Yep. We just ask that you don't leave them unattended in the store.
Yeah, there's a place in a coffee garden. They say if you leave your kids unattended, they'll be given espresso beans and a
And a kid,
cookie.
yeah. That's what we'll do here too.
Yeah.
Espresso and
Candy.
kittens for unattended kids.
Yep. Have fun with that.
So another question we get asked when we're talking about adult things is, as we're talking to our guests about toys and what's good for them and what's not good for them, we'll often be asked, well, if that toy's not good for me, speaking of a jelly toy, why do you sell it?
We cater to all walks of life. And sometimes, jelly toys are a great price point for people to start out on instead of buying something that's super expensive that might not be in their budget for them. It's definitely recommended not to keep it forever because they are porous, but we like to cater to everybody kind of thing. We have a selection that can fit everybody's budget.
Oh,
The
that's
other
good.
thing is that we're here to educate you as well. Like, if that's the toy that you like because A, it is in your budget, B, you just like that feeling more, we're going to suggest that you purchase a condom as a barrier, or condoms as a barrier, so that now you can extend that out. And that's the other thing is, some people are using these as just for the weekend and then tossing them out, and so they don't want to invest in a whole lot of money. So we want to have things for everybody here.
We don't budget shame on anybody. We don't kink shame. We don't yuck other people's yums here. We are here to help you guys.
That's good. So if someone came in and said, I only have $10 to spend or $20 to spend,
We're going to do everything we can to help you fit into that
cool.
budget.
And the best one that you can, too.
Yep.
it's hard to go into a place and you're like, I can only spend this much.
Yep.
And you're embarrassed to tell anyone.
Yeah.
Well.
We definitely want to give you the best bang for your buck kind of thing. And we're not going to shame you because you can't afford a $300 toy. We're going to find you the best thing you can for your budget.
Okay.
And so you leave happy and satisfied here.
Yeah. So, and Steph's helped us out because we didn't have a list of our questions to decide.
Thank you, Steph.
So here's one that, Adam, you could probably even put some advice into this one as well.
No, I'm not worried.
Can I take my medication, my prescribed medication with any kind of stimulant?
Like
that we
enhancement
sell?
pills.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and what we would recommend is to talk to your doctor.
Yeah. We would recommend talking to your doctor about things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always give
Especially
that.
heart medication. That's a definite. You need to go talk to your doctor before you.
Yep.
And then if you do not, we're going to say, hey, that's at your own risk. That's
Yep. We're not medical professionals here. I don't want to give you a yes. Yes, you can, for sure. Go for it. And then something happen. We definitely recommend talking to your medical provider before taking any kind of enhancement with your medication. The next one, the next question.
You do want to check to see if there's any conflict.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
For
Did
sure, right?
And then
yeah.
Not only do they ask about
Yeah,
medication,
you
they
said
definitely
stimulant.
ask
You also
on,
said stimulant.
Can I drink with this?
can I have beers? Yeah. Can
I
I go to the
don't-
bar?
I don't recommend it.
Yeah,
Drinking
well,
with it.
Well, people aren't going to drink.
Yeah.
They're going to drink, but it's
A lot of the
it's
time.
not really meant as a whiskey
Yeah.
miracle.
Yeah.
So
Whiskey eggplant emoji miracle fixer.
You can't say that word.
well, I mean,
Trying to be
I
professional.
would say penis, but that's really not the slang, right? Like,
Yeah, it's not
Whiskey
the
penis?
yeah, it's not really. Doesn't really have
doesn't
the
sound
same-
as good.
Oh.
Doesn't have that ring.
Also, you
That's
set
the
it off by
professional
saying-
word.
Yeah. Whiskey penis. I've got whiskey penis, and no one ever wants to admit that, but it
Yeah.
does happen.
So the reason why I don't recommend it is because alcohol can affect your blood pressure, and enhancement pills can affect your blood pressure as well. That's
Yeah.
why I don't recommend
No, it's
it.
true. And the supplement, the reason why she said I could answer that is I have a natural supplement that you take every day. It won't have that effect at all. It's something that you take every day. There's other things that work faster, right? And you can take it with alcohol because people are, but it's
Yeah.
maybe not recommended,
Yeah.
right? But a lot of the time people will be drinking and then they'll have sex. And that's just how it
Well,
works.
and we just say,
Well, they'll
and
be
then that's
drinking
what
a
you're
lot,
going to
and then
do.
they'll have
That's
sex.
at your own risk. So
Yep.
that we go,
Yeah.
that's consumer
Yeah, for
risk
sure.
at that point.
For sure.
And but what we're not doing is
Go
take
for
this
it.
pill, and here's this Jack Daniels bottle. Like,
Best combination ever. No, not,
Yeah, they
not
don't
really.
do that
Not really.
at West Valley.
No.
no, yeah, the liquor in the
Yeah.
front, poker
There's
in
a
the
liquor-
back.
Yeah, there you go.
So another.
There's a liquor store right next to the West
Oh,
Valley
yeah.
location.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
right next. They share parking lots almost. Like
Yep.
You just hop a little curb and there's a liquor store.
Yep.
That's
Oh
great.
yeah. Happens
Yep.
all the time.
It's
I've had
one-stop
people.
shop.
Can I leave my alcohol on the counter while I go shop in the back? Go for it.
Yeah.
If you want to, go for it.
So yeah, you always want to make sure people are safe. I try to speak to what I know the reality of is what's happening in the world, that
Yeah.
they're drinking and they're having sex or taking a penis pill. Right.
Yeah. We just err on the side of caution and go, hey, you're going to do that. We
Just be careful.
Yeah, be careful. Watch what your body's telling you. Listen to that biofeedback.
Yep. Definitely. So another question we have: can you use silicone lube with silicone toys?
Or why can't you?
Why
Yeah.
can't you?
Okay.
Why can't you? No, because there is a chemical reaction with them, and either quite quickly or over time it starts to break down the material and slough the material off. Now, most of
Slough?
our, like it
Melt
kinda
it.
melts it.
All melted.
Mhm.
So silicone to silicone?
Yep.
Silicone lube with silicone toys.
And that's
Right.
including
I
silicone
know
with
that.
jelly toys as well.
Mhm, and jelly toys too.
That explains a lot.
That's why you had to clean that drawer.
You can get chemical burns if you continue using a melted toy.
I thought it was part of the experience.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's not a ever-changing toy.
Yeah.
But you got to think about, like, we're
That'd be
telling you
funny.
not to do this
I'm
because you're
cringing.
putting those in your very porous areas, and that's just not something like, I got an infection. Later we find out that, you have an infection because you have toy material that is
Melted in
embedded
you.
into your body.
So when you buy a
Yikes.
silicone toy, you use a water-based
Water-based lube.
lube. Okay,
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Perfect.
Which is another question we get often.
So
Yep.
what is the silicone lube used for then?
Perfect for skin on skin, glass and metal toys as well.
'Cause I don't
Shower
think that's-
sex.
I don't think that's very
Shower
well
sex,
known.
massages.
No, I don't think people know that at all.
No.
Very well known that
Oh,
you're
yeah,
not
no,
supposed
actually
to use
it's not.
silicone with silicone.
It's not
I
really
think
well
they'd probably
known.
think they'd be matching it up, not going water-based. And silicone lube lasts longer.
It does.
It
It
really
lasts
does,
much
yeah.
longer. And they're really the thing about it is that please buy your lubes from an adult store because you're
Not from
yeah,
Walmart.
not from Walmart. There's lots of bad ingredients for especially vulva owners in a lot of drugstore lubes, but nobody at the drugstore is going to tell you, well, what toy are you using?
Yeah.
Nobody is going to ask you
And they're
that.
not
Nobody
educated to
ever.
ask you, do you have sensitivities? Kind of things like that.
Well, if you go to
That's
Walmart,
another one that silicone would be good for, right? Somebody sent me and said, I'm not using a toy. This is just for my partner, and I have really bad sensitivities. Guess what I'm picking up? I'm picking up a silicone because it's hypoallergenic.
Yep. It's very rare to have a
so
silicone
I have
allergy.
to admit something. I have bought condoms at Walmart before,
Condoms are different.
but it's difficult because you have to go find someone that has the key.
Key.
They're
Unlock
locked.
it.
Condoms
Yeah,
are locked
like
up
at
now?
Like
Unlock
at
it.
Walgreens, not at like.
Is it
the
because
7-Eleven.
everybody was sniffing
of places
condoms? Like that whole
Doing
vile trend that was going around?
The trend where they were like filling them up with water and.
Did you not
slamming
see
it down
the
our
trend
head,
of
too?
people snorting
Snorting
condoms?
condoms. Yeah, there's
You
been.
guys watch a lot of condom porn or something?
No, it's TikTok.
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 Oh,
Like have you not heard of the people eating Tide Pods because it was a Tide
yeah,
Pod
but that
challenge?
was a while ago.
It was
So
around the
was
same
snorting.
time.
Yeah, the
Was
snorting
it?
condoms
Yeah.
one was too.
Snorting?
Yeah.
They were snorting condoms?
Snorting condoms and then pulling it through their mouth.
Like
So
spaghetti.
funny. That sounds like a
You're gonna make
accidental.
me gag.
That sounds like an accidental sexual experience. Oh, I lost the condom. Wait, get it back here instead of your
sorry.
nose.
What? No!
Also, we're gonna have to stop having this conversation. Let's talk about another common
I was getting
question
to
that we
something.
get.
I was getting to something. I was getting to something.
You're gonna make me throw up, bro.
Can you use condoms with silicone? That's
Certain
really
Is it
what I'm
as a
saying.
barrier or like
Together.
together?
Together.
So yeah, for
So it
the
won't
most
break
part, there's
down.
some that we would say, no, not a good idea.
Yeah. Depends on the brand of condom you're getting and the brand of lube you're getting.
But this is another reason we say to come to.
Can you share some examples of that? Because I'm sure it happens.
So you can't use Uber lube on polyurethane condoms. It will deteriorate them.
Oh, really? And that's a
in-
silicone one.
Yeah.
You guys love that one too,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, we love
It's a high
love that
quality one.
We talk about it a lot.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot, and I'm actually waiting on an answer for the exact reason why, because there's a lot of misinformation. You go online, you can go look up things, and you can get 5 different ansers. Squeeze.
It's just Julie.
falling apart.
Julie's the one that just keeps slipping
I know,
away.
because it's hot,
slip it out.
and you
Oh,
guys
that's
want us to like cozy
Body
up
heat. We wanna
against
cuddle.
each
We're
other.
all
Body
trying to
heat is a
cuddle.
thing.
Why don't you scoot this way?
Everyone's closer than everyone's opinion.
It's too. It
Yeah.
doesn't work well.
I mean,
Is it bad or good?
you don't know.
We're having technical difficulties.
Well, tell me what's better.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's good right now.
But everyone gets closer.
Oh, we were too close. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, see.
Well, I
see,
want you to tell
your
us.
sound
I do want
guy
you to
is
tell us,
like,
yeah, yeah. I do want you
she's
to tell us.
fine. Leave her alone.
It's not exactly what he said, but
No, that's
it's
exactly
interesting.
what
That's
he
the
said.
translation you got. Okay, we were talking about Uber Lube and polyurethane.
Yeah,
condoms.
so you can go online. There is going to be 5 different websites with 5 different answers. So again, this is why I say come in and talk to people who are educated on this instead of just assuming. Because here's what the risk is, right? You buy a polyisoprene or a polyurethane condom, and you're using silicone lube that maybe it's like cheapy, where it kind of gets like this oil consistency. the reality of it
No,
is
it's
that
bad.
it's
It's
going
bad.
to
You're like, it's
break
bad,
the
it's
condom,
bad.
and now you're not practicing safe sex anymore. And like as a vulva owner, nobody's wanting to fish out pieces of condom. Like, yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah.
That's
So
a bad
like
You got to bear down.
That's a
and,
bad experience all
no.
around.
all
Yeah.
around, right?
No.
No more dates with that person.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Well, they might have done it on purpose.
Yeah,
Still,
but come in
No,
here and
they're
get
like-
educated.
It's not like, hey, I got the you're like, you're out. But I didn't know. I wasn't educated. You should have watched that podcast now.
You should come in,
All
ask
over it,
questions.
yeah.
Yep. Ask questions.
So what about natural rubber and... So they have
Like
natural
latex?
rubber. Well, they have those... I guess I'm thinking of sheepskin. The sheepskin.
Lambskin.
Lambskin, yeah.
I don't recommend it with. It's kind of like the same thing with toys. Like
Matt
if they're
doesn't
porous
like those.
toys.
He's like, no.
Yeah,
because
do you
they
know
dry
what they
out.
are? Do you know what they?
I haven't
Do you
used
know
them
what? Do you know what it is?
forever.
It's literally sheep intestine. Like
I
it's,
got it. I
yeah.
got it.
so, and also just
says on
because nobody's educating anybody on this, that is not a safe sex practice. You would need to use that with somebody that you are fluid bonded with, so it's really preventing
And they
pregnancy
only protect-
and not for STIs.
And not 99%.
Yeah, and then I don't recommend using silicone lube on them because they are porous toys or condoms, so you can risk deteriorating in them because they are porous.
Well, that's no fun.
Yep. Again,
fun.
Not practicing
The
safe
bad
sex.
experience is the broken condom one. That's
yeah,
bad.
that's no.
pieces.
Well,
So most condoms are designed if they're going to break, they're going to burst, and there is a possibility of it to flake. Some condoms are designed that if they're going to break, it actually just does like little
Yep.
holes. So
Oh, really?
Yep.
yeah, we don't. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I guess
We're
we
not the
can't-
biggest
I guess we
fan
can't
of
talk
that
about
brand.
Again, but they're great for partners that are
Fluid bonded.
So, fluid bonded means that you are not practicing safe sex in the fact that really you're just preventing pregnancy and not STIs. So
Your fluids meet each other.
swap
Yeah, what
spit.
I got from it is that a regular partner is what I understood when you said
Yep.
that. You know?
Yep.
Not someone you met on the street
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Or
not a
at a
one night
bar.
stand,
or wherever.
not a dresser,
A dresser.
one night stand.
I don't get it.
Doesn't get it. It's
No, I
okay,
want to
it's
get
fine.
it. Dresser.
A dresser.
A one night stand.
Oh.
Ding, ding, ding! He gets it.
What's that TikTok? Ding dong.
Oh, I get it. A dresser. One night stand. Well, what if you have two night stands? What is that? A relationship? Two night stands?
A menage a trois?
A weekend? Oh, yeah, weekend. You liked each other enough to hang out for the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I've had a few of those.
Okay, here's another really common question that we
Well,
get.
good.
Why can't I return this?
We do get this question a lot. So we are actually a small business, and due to the nature of our business and what we sell, we don't do returns. We do exchanges on very select items, but we do not do cashback nor card returns with being a small business and the nature of the store and everything we sell.
It's not something that we can reshelve.
Yep.
We can't go, okay, you bought it, you didn't like it. There is no satisfaction guarantee
Well, you
here,
can't really take a
unfortunately.
condom
And
back
it-
to Walmart
And
either.
it's one of those
I
things
didn't like
where
how this felt.
Yeah.
Taking it back.
it's kind of one of those things
You put
where
it at Amazon, so that's the grossness of
it's
it.
disgusting.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And it's one of those things, especially back in our adult room, that when our guests get upset that we don't do returns, and I mean this in the utmost respect, would you purchase from us knowing that we accept returns and something you're purchasing could potentially be something somebody used and we just cleaned it? It's kind of gross. So yeah, we don't do returns at all. We do exchanges on very select items.
Can you buy used toys?
No.
anywhere? Legally? No, not here.
No,
Not here. There are
Legally,
some.
can you?
There's websites where you can
Can you give me
actually.
that website later?
I don't. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember what it's called, but that's absolutely disgusting.
Probably a bit like selling panties, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like selling panties. Like there are websites out there that you can get used
Oh,
refurbished
now-
toys.
Wait. Stop. We went too far. I'm sorry.
Wait, you don't know that people sell their panties?
I do know.
You can get $25 a pair on certain
Are
panties.
you selling some?
Shoes,
No, I know some people that do.
Bath water.
That one's weird to me.
Wow. Really? Bath water?
Sweatsuits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah.
I think they said that. I think that was like a thing, and then if they were like, wait, no, you have to sell bath water.
Yep, used bath water. There was somebody on, what was it, TikTok or something?
Mm-hmm.
Only that? Something like that. She was selling...
Who's a famous person? Do you know, Stevie?
I don't.
No?
She was selling her used... She was like a... she was a gamer, and so she'd be in the bathtub, and she would sell her used bath water to these guys for like $300 a bottle.
Like, ooh, God.
Good way to make bank.
But
We don't yuck other people's
Yeah.
yums here.
Exactly, just because it doesn't float your
All
boat.
right. So I'm going to start taking baths. I'm going to start bottling it up, and I'm going to come and see if you guys will buy it.
No.
Resell it.
I'll throw it at you.
Spray bottles.
I'll have like different kinds, right? Just
Okay.
me and a friend, you know.
I've
Me
got
and
some
another
Epsom
friend.
salt in this one. It's
Yeah.
Lavender Dreams.
Yeah. I used Epsom salt, actually.
All
right,
right,
you guys.
Take me away.
Anything else you guys would like to add?
That's all I
feel
can think of at the
this
moment.
It's been a
point-
fun show.
We should
And with
really
that,
be
we
done.
should
Yeah,
stop.
yeah.
All right?
Yep.
Next time, only 3 shots, not 2 shots, Stephanie. Come on. Just kidding.
we
We have
didn't
not
drink.
been drinking. No, we have not been drinking. So
I'm on the
Red Bull.
clock. I can't drink on the clock.
Just assume if I said anything wrong, I was drinking.
It was
Okay.
it was Adam's fault and not ours.
Yeah,
Exactly.
always my fault.
It's always
my
his fault.
Thank you guys for watching and listening to the Last Call Entertainment Podcast. You can catch us next week, Thursday at 5 o'clock, and you can catch us tonight at the New Exchange by Twist. I'll be there, and hopefully I'll be able to interview some divas. They're going on stage tonight at 8 o'clock. If you guys want to
We're
stop by.
working.
I'm working
Or
tonight.
come after. I don't know. Maybe I can hold the show just for you guys to come see it.
I work a double tomorrow. I want to go home and go to bed.
Anyway,
I don't do bars.
yeah,
I don't
can't
mind
really
bars,
stop
but
them.
not when I work a double the
I
next
think
night
they're
after
great
closing.
I think they're great. I just know it's not just mine. It's not mine.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not what I was saying, but thank you for pointing out. I think they're great. I just can't.
I do think they're great.
Okay.
I think they've got their place. They're so nice.
His name Jason. I forgot his name. Do you remember Jason?
He's really popular. He's
Statham.
Right? I wish.
No.
Yeah, he's my celebrity out.
Osmo. Oh, Jason
It's like
Osmo.
drag show.
It's
I-
Jason Osmo.
No idea who
Yeah.
that is.
I don't.
Well, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Bye.